So to use Google Slides on your mobile device, you'll need two things. And really, I've kind of changed some things. We're revamping those Slidekick directions. Not quite finished with them yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there that this right here, number 2, a browser, that's all you need, okay? That's all you need. The Slidekick app itself is actually a web app. Does anybody know what a web app is as compared to like an app you would download from the App Store? A web app. Anybody want to take a stab at it, I guess? Go
It's
ahead.
just, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, it's just like a website that you save on your home screen.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And the cool thing about web apps is that they can be used on so many different platforms. You know, like instead of having to get it published to the App Store, published to the Google Play Store, things like that, and downloading and taking your data, it's just so much simpler to use a web app. So that's what we've done. And basically, the Slidekick app itself, or the web app, it's not what you would use to show the rewards. That's what's a little bit confusing for a lot of new members, is that you don't use the Slidekick app to show things. You use the Slidekick app to search for things. And really, all you need is just a browser on your device, and that's what I'm going to show you today. So since we don't have too many participants in here today, will you go ahead and type in the chat box really quick? Tell me what device are you planning to use to access this? iPhone, Android, iPad? Okay, awesome. And yeah, you can. Computer, yeah, web apps you can use on your computer for sure. OBS, okay, cool. PC and iPad, okay, awesome. So mostly I people, right? I people. Okay, cool. That makes the directions a lot simpler for me because that's what I have, and so you'll basically just see what I see. So that'll make things pretty smooth sailing, right? But let's not jinx ourselves. Okay. I basically already said that, so I'm going to skip this. Now, the only thing I do want to point out right here is an up-to-date mobile device. So since we're all pretty much Apple device users, there was a recent iOS update. And while you don't necessarily have to update to it, it will allow Slidekick to work so much faster and just really allow you to encounter less problems. So if you already downloaded your software update, or your software says that it's up to date, then you're good. But if you have a pending software update, then you might encounter some issues today. But don't worry, don't stress about it, because once you update your software, usually that kicks things into gear. So the most recent iOS update was for newer iPhones was 13.1.2. So that is the most recent one. Now I know iPad iOS is being pushed out soon. My iPad is saying that it's up to date, and that it's on like iOS 12 something. So just as long as your device says it's up to date, you just find that by clicking on the settings here. So let's go ahead and begin. I am going to show you how to do this on my mobile device. So I'm going to actually stop sharing this share. I'm going to share my phone screen. So hang on just a second. So I'm going to tap on Safari, and I'm going to type in the address, the URL to Slidekick. And I'm going to type it in the chat box first so that you guys can do it as well if you would like to. Many people accidentally type in the wrong URL, and that's where all your problems begin. So there's the URL. Oh, I think I typed that right too. Okay, let me go ahead and type that in my phone here. And when you start typing it into Safari, you're going to see some suggestions, okay? And sometimes people will just go ahead and click on whatever suggestion is first. Don't do that, because there are some incorrect suggestions. See that? It says .ios. So just type it in exactly as it shows in the slide guide, okay? So I'm going to hit go, And whenever I do that, it's going to immediately prompt me to add it to my home screen. And this is where I'm going to be changing those directions in the slide guide here pretty soon, because you don't need to add it to your home screen, because there are many reasons, but just exit out and just X out that little pop-up. Okay. And then anytime that you sign into a new device, or let's say you set it up on your iPhone and then you want to go do it on your computer too, you have to sign in, do these same steps over. So think of the PIN as, you know, when you're logging in to an app and it's like, oh wait, let's verify that you're that person. I'll send you a text with that like 6 digits or something. This is the same concept. So you don't need to remember the password or PIN that it sends you, because a PIN is not your password. This get PIN button will send you a one-time use. So you can only use it one time, and it will, I guess, authorize that you're that person or verify that you're that person. Okay. So just remember, whatever PIN that you are sent to your email, you don't need to bookmark that email or save that PIN number, because it expires after you use it. And notice too that I'm connected to Wi-Fi on my device, and I'm near my router. For some reason, we've noticed on iOS 13 that you can get stuck on that get PIN screen if you're not connected to Wi-Fi. So just a fair warning there. That I'm going to be showing you using a different browser. Now this browser, I honestly do recommend this browser. This browser is called Cake. And Emily, this is what I was going to recommend to you. There are some ways in Safari to get things more full screen, but the Cake browser is where you'll see it all full screen. Now iPads are a little different because there's a little button that you can press to make things full screen. But this browser is very speedy. I like it a lot. So what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm ready to go ahead and search for resources. Okay, let's see how we actually use these things, right? So I'm going to click down here on lessons. Okay, and on lessons, I would just tap up here and I would search my lesson name. I can always just search by name. So maybe I want to look for oh wait, no. What is it? Fun. What is it called? We have fun together. That's right. Okay, so I'm going to search for something. I noticed I just typed in the word fun, right? Oh, Margaret, you can use Chrome. I would recommend Chrome for it. Yeah. And so I'm going to just tap the lesson that I have coming up. Okay. So basically, I can scroll down and I will see. Now, if you don't see anything on your screen yet, just give it a minute to load. Sometimes you can toggle between Wi-Fi and your data to kind of jolt things, you know. But usually, if you've signed in to Slidekick and you frequently, use it or whatever, it's open in your browser, it'll stay loaded. And that's if you've updated to the most recent iOS. So I'm going to click on props. And here's where I could open up a prop file. Now, whenever I say prop file for Google Slides, I mean basically our contributors, they will take the lesson and they will pull out all the vocabulary, words, all the sentence, sometimes some people do sentence frames too, sight words. Basically, it's like our version of the VIPKid PowerPoint, but it's to enhance the lesson. So it has animations and funny pictures and things like that to show the vocabulary or reinforce the concept. So I'm a huge user of the prop slides. I often use the prop slides more than I do words sometimes even. So if I tap on one right here, if I tap on one, I can favorite it. If I decide, oh, I really like this prop for this lesson, I can favorite it. And when I do that, it shows up under the favorites for that lesson. Okay. Now let's say I want to use it, right? I'm ready to go. So what I would do is, as long as I don't have that yellow Slides app installed on my device, I can just tap open link and it will open up in a new tab. Now, I'm saying this as if I were in Safari. I'm thinking Cake is the same, but when you hit open link, it should open in a new tab, but it might take over Slidekick, but no, it doesn't look like it did. Okay, so if I want to get back to Slidekick, what I would do, and this is the same for Safari too, there's going to be like this little double square icon, and that's how you access all your open tabs. So you would just click that double square icon and you can see that it opened up in a new tab. Okay, so pretty convenient, right? And that way you can open up multiple things at a time in case you maybe want to use something but you're not sure if you'll have time. You can just open it up to have it ready to go just in case. So now what I would do is in class, I would tilt my device sideways, and in Cake, so Emily, this is kind of for you. In Cake, you'll see that everything is full screen and it's really a lot cleaner looking, you know? And so mobile devices, I always recommend for mobile devices, use a swipe, unless it's something like Emily had up earlier where it was like the student has to pick something. Then you would want to tap on what they pick. I'll show you an example in a minute. But basically you can swipe and it will show you things that kind of go along with that lesson. Now, you want to play around with your lighting situation. Mine's not really set up for mobile device anymore because I use webcam software, but I would be able to show my student this picture. I would want to have my face. Honestly, this is what I recommend. I would want to have my face visible. I don't want to block my face too much, because then it does provide a clearer picture, but it feels a little impersonal. And if you have a screen that's like smaller, like mine, you can always just kind of get up a little bit closer and it really, interact with your student. It makes it feel less unnatural too, I will say, because when you're doing this, it kind of sometimes feels a little unnatural. And anyways, that's just a soapbox. I'll get off of that. But you can swipe and it'll show you, additional pictures. And you might tell them like, oh, what do you see? Or who are they? Kind of in reinforcing those lesson objectives, if you will. Okay, that's an example of a prop slide. So to get back to Slidekick, what I would do is I would hit my little tab button down here. Okay, and so I'm going to hit my tab button and I can see that I've still got Slidekick open over here. And let's say I want to use a reward to go along with this lesson, something that'll really enhance that reward or enhance that lesson. I would click on extension rewards. Okay, and then I can scroll and see all the different examples of things that really go along well with this reward. And I would do the same exact thing. I would just hit open link, okay, and it'll open up in a new tab. Okay, questions before I show you something else. Send your questions or unmute, ask your questions. Let's see. Anybody? What? Crazy. Okay. Well, go ahead. Does anybody have a question? Yeah, go.
I have questions on how to use these with the like webcam software.
Right.
Is that too advanced for this class?
Well, yes, there is a webcam software Zoom coming up. Okay. And you'll have to check our events, but there are many different types of webcam software. Some I'm more familiar with than others, but essentially, hold on. I'm going to mute. All right. So, but essentially what you would do, Margaret, is instead of having this up on your phone, you would open up a browser tab on your computer, and you can do these same steps. Go to slidekick.glideapp.io, and you can open up whenever you hit open link on your computer, it'll open up in a new tab. And then this way you can use that webcam software to show just that browser tab that you have open. Okay. Does that kind of make sense as far as how to use Slidekick on your desktop? That's what I would recommend.
So is it like your background essentially?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, like Jackie, yeah. Show them like something like a reward or something. Okay, so she is green screening, so this is a little different. because you can see her in the bottom. She's like transparent down there. But if you, Jackie, do you have a setup where it's just like a pip? Maybe? No, probably not. Not anymore. Kind of. Yeah, that's kind of there. So you can also use it where your background of yourself is not transparent, where you would still have your background. That's what mine looks like. And I'll send some links to some videos at the end, which I'm surprised Zoom hasn't kicked us out yet. Right, Jackie? Because I canceled my account. It's just weird. I don't know. Okay, so that's kind of how to use that lesson screen, and I'm skipping over some pretty awesome stuff just because of time. But on the feedback down here, let's say after class you're ready to do feedback. Well, what you can do is click on the little feedback menu, and you can scroll through and look at some of these templates. They have different pronouns, so boy and girl. So let's say I want to use this just right boy template right here. What I would do is I can tap copy this template, okay? I can also, if you're an I person, you can also hit this little launch button right here. And when I hit that, it's going to allow me to do lots of stuff here. I can open it in my notes. I could open it in a text message or whatever. And I can also just copy the text, okay? So if I'm on my phone, I'll be honest, you know what I do? I hit copy this template, and I will open up another app, and there's a Google Docs if you have that app. It's like the Microsoft Word version of Google. But if you have another app that allows you to find a word and replace it with another word, that's what I do. So I'll open it up in Google Docs, and I can paste it and find and replace all those little placeholders there. But that's a little bit of an unnecessary tip there, but you can essentially just copy that template and go to the VIPKid app and paste it into your feedback and go through and swap out all those names. Okay. So to kind of on Emily's question earlier, because this brings up a good point as far as the picking and choosing rewards, okay? Those are a little bit more, I wouldn't say tricky, but they are a little bit more heavier files because they often contain a lot more, many more jump links, right? And they have bigger graphics often. So I'm going to just, for example, show you I have full Wi-Fi signal right now. So this might load pretty quickly, but depending on your connection type and where you are and things like that, some of these bigger ones are not going to load as fast, okay? So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to hit open link, and it's going to open up a new tab for me. Wow. That did load pretty fast. Now this, man, y'all should download this Cake browser on your mobile devices if you haven't yet. It's pretty speedy, but so Emily asked, like, okay, well, I don't know what to do as far as when you get to that screen where it's like maybe it's a pick one or something. So I'm going to turn it sideways. A lot of our files are really lesson specific, so we want to reinforce that lesson vocabulary. So the one Emily was showing earlier had a slide with a bunch of words on it. Well, it's specific to a lesson, so you would tell your student, pick a word. And they would have to say the word. Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks, Jackie. If you can see Jackie's screen, that's funny. So you would tell your student, pick a word, bow, bow, and they would have to say the word. Or maybe you have an advanced student, and you would say, make a sentence with da da da. And that way you're reinforcing those lesson concepts as well as providing something engaging for the student. Okay, so this is something that is totally not lesson specific. This is just a Halloween reward, okay? So I'm going to swipe, and before I just go at it with my student with this reward, I want to read those directions. So notice they're in red. It says one pumpkin reveals a star, the other reveals something Halloween themed, and slide 21 reveals all 5 stars in case your student did not pick the star pumpkin, okay? So I'm going to swipe, and then what I would do is I would tell my student, pick a pumpkin. And if they kind of stare at me blankly, I would say something like, do you want blue or purple? Okay. Or I would say, do you want number 1 or number 2? You kind of have to adjust to your student's level. So if this were like a level 2 that I was doing this with, I would say probably 1 or 2, or I'd say blue or purple. Some of my older students, a lot of times I just wait and I let them think of the words for themselves. So I'll say, what pumpkin do you want? And it'll take them a second, but it's good for them to sit there and think for a minute, you know? So let's say, what pumpkin do you guys want? Pick one.
Purple.
Purple? Okay. So I would say, okay, let's see. Oh, no star. Sorry. And then maybe we could say, oh, ghost, you know. And a lot of these files have like little buttons. Okay, so Emily, so notice how those 2 green buttons showed up at the bottom. I could use those little arrows to go back to my choice slide. Okay, and maybe say, oh, here's the star, you know. And then I could hit the forward arrow to show the next one. Okay. Now this is how some of those picking rewards work. A find a star reward is a little bit different. So I'm going to X that out, and I can show you a find a star one. Here's one Heather did. Stone animals. Ooh, I haven't checked this one out yet. Okay, so I'm going to hit open link, and I'm going to give it a second to load. And then I would turn it sideways, and I can Okay, now notice I skipped past those directions because I noticed that it's labeled find a star. And so I kind of know how to play that already. But look, she's put a little direction. If your student can handle snakes, tap below the numbers to jump to a bonus slide. Cool. Okay. So if you're, can you guys handle snakes? I don't know. I really don't like snakes. Neither do my students. I use this one all the time in my trial classes. They kind of get scared thinking it's real, and I'm like, it's not real. It's okay. I had a girl scream really loud one time. Okay, so once again, just always take note of those directions. Okay, so she says to tap below the numbers. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Y'all okay with some snakes? Ooh, what is that? Oh, a bonus slide. Oh, it's a stone. And I guess it's painted. These are painted stones maybe? That's pretty cool. Okay, so see how she's got a little arrow button down here on the game itself, so I can tap that to go back. So all of the files kind of have their own, I don't know, their own directions or own way that you can work them. So pick a number, and maybe if Jackie said 3, I would probably I would say, I want 3, please. And I would want her to repeat that. We want to elicit more output, you know, so maybe have them use a full sentence. And once you do it a couple times, they catch on and they know that you're not playing with the full sentences. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. What is that, an otter? Yeah, I think it's an otter. Very cool. Okay, and look, they found a star. So I've got a star on there. So I would give them a star in the portal, and I can just tap to go back. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Jackie. You can ask them, what do you see? Just always try to elicit as much response as possible. Okay. All right. So then I would just go back up, and I can switch back and forth, right? All right, so any questions as far as, wow, that's so cool. Oh, that's cute. Wow, what is that? Is that a hedgehog?
It's an otter.
Oh, it's cute.
With their baby.
Oh, that's so cute. A mom and a baby. Yeah, and that's something that you could even you can just tie in with those lesson objectives, you know? All right,
yeah.
So yeah, questions.
Oh, I was just going to say, I also do with Facebook, you know how you can save?
Yeah.
You can save So I have like a VIP one of all these cute animal videos.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's perfect. So,
yeah,
there you go.
That's like another thing you can do.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And there are, like I said, on this all rewards tab right here, the first 30, just so you know, the first 30 are always going to be those most recently added rewards, okay? So top 30 are the most recently added. And if I keep scrolling down, you'll notice that things start going by category. Now, what if you really like those what do you see, or you really like the build a stuff, build a something? I can go back and I can, on the reward screen, I can just tap on the reward types. I don't know if you saw where I tapped right there. And this is cool. I really like this way to search for things, because what Heather Barron has done, that was her file that we just played around with. She's got, she really helped out a lot with this, and she wrote out very specific directions in general for that reward type. So I could go on and learn about a new type of reward, and maybe some general suggestions as far as how can you introduce this? What would you say? And then some of them even have like a YouTube video that you can watch a demo of it, okay? And then if I say, oh, okay, I really like this Find a Star thing, let's check it out. I can click on View by Type. And now it's only going to show me Find a Star rewards when I search for things, okay? So maybe I want to find something like that has to do with dino. Then maybe I could tap on here and just, this is a Find a Star. So does that kind of make sense as far as searching by type? That are level specific? Oh yeah. So let's see. So let me show you a quick shortcut here. And notice I'm in all these little sub menus. I've just tapped a bunch of things, and now I'm like really very deep into Slidekick. What I do is I can actually just hit the star at the bottom, and it will take me all the way back to that home, that reward screen, okay? So I'm going to search for something by level. So I would search on, I would just tap up here, and I can search MC level 5. Okay, now these are all of the rewards that have been tagged or deemed specific to a certain unit in level 5. Now, if I want to, I can always just go to lessons, and I can search the exact lesson, and I can find a suggested reward for that, like as Jackie suggested over there. So there's really two ways. A lot of the times those suggested rewards are awesome, but maybe you've already used all of them, you know, with that student. Some of those upper levels, they repeat the same one for each lesson. So I could hop over to my rewards, and I could search a specific lesson code, because all of the rewards are tagged by lesson code. Okay, wait, no. Back up. Not all of them are tagged with a lesson code, but many of them are tagged with a lesson code or a unit name. So maybe if I'm having trouble like finding something for, what is it that, what's that one, Man on the Moon, Jackie? What's that really odd one on level 5? Man on, yeah, see, okay. See, there's only 3 rewards tagged with this. So that, whoa, that's not right. We've got to fix that. But anyway, so you get what I'm saying as far as you can search by unit name, you can search by lesson code, you can search by vocabulary word. Maybe like I could just type in C, you know, might add a space after C so that it only pulls stuff with C. And then I can just, yeah. Okay, questions, guys. Any questions specifically, or any troubleshooting things that you're running into trouble with as far as specifics is with Slidekick. Same thing with the desktop. So if you want to use this on your computer, all you would do is just kind of do those same steps. Go to slidekick.glideapp.io, get your new PIN, and sign back in. It's important to use the same email address every time that you sign in, because your favorites are connected to your, thanks Jackie, your favorites are connected to your email. So if I favorite this right here, I can just click on that little heart. And if I favorite it here, then this means when I go to my desktop and I'm signed in with that same email address, it'll show under favorites on my desktop too. Okay, or another device. Let's say you have your iPad, right? You can use your iPad too. once again, I just recommend using Slidekick in your browser, okay? Because that way you have access to that little, anytime something gets stuck or something goes wonky, you can just hit that reload button, okay? When you add it to your home screen, you don't have that. So, wow, okay, any questions?
So is the only way to really use it with their, like I have a MacBook Pro, to use some sort of like webcam software?
Yes. Well, hold on, I'm going to stop my share here. Okay. So here's the thing. You can use it on your mobile device, okay, and hold it up to your webcam and all that stuff. But if you want to use it on your MacBook, right, and you want it to show on your video, then you got to modify your video feed, if that makes sense, because you want to be able to show something virtual, you know. So yes, webcam software is really the only way to add effects or add things to share to your screen. I'm going to send you, hold on, I'm going to send links in the chat real quick. Let me go ahead and send this beginner session thing. That way you can, hold on, here we go. Got it. Okay. Oops, I sent that to, okay, hold on. And there we go.
Because sometimes I worry if like they'll be able to see my, you know, if they can really see what I have on my phone.
I totally understand. And that's, it honestly does kind of open up a whole new ball game when you use webcam software, because it is, I think, a little more clearer, a little, it's bigger, you know, so they're able to see things a little bit more easily. So I'm sending, this is a link to the slide guide, but it is going to jump you directly to the YouTube channels that that are some of the admin. And then I also have on here, specifically for you, Emily, for Cam Twist, because I definitely recommend using Cam Twist for your MacBook, because you'll see a lot of chat about Manicam and stuff for most webcam software users, but Manicam is quite heavy on your system. So if you have a Mac, I would recommend using Cam Twist. So let me just send that to you.
My Mac is really old too. It's like a 2009. So
oh, okay.
It might be.
Well, I mean, it might, but honestly, it depends on your specs and stuff. It should be okay. So there's a link for Cam Twist.
All right, thank you.
Okay, questions? Yeah, Sharon, go ahead. Oh, wait. Let me, there we go. Okay, say it again.
Okay, I'll try to make this quick. When I was using Slidekick, I would do it on my PC and copy the lesson onto Slidekick, and it would come up, and I could see what I wanted to use, whether the extension or the prop.
Right.
And then I would present from beginning, and then exit and add it to my drive and in the file folders, the different file folders that I had.
Yeah, exactly.
Was I doing that correctly?
You can do it that way, but as far as, and when you're using them in class, how are you using them?
Well,
on your tablet.
Yeah, but it's very old, and the pocket will not even stay on here. It's heavy.
Yeah.
So I have to hold the picture and try to keep my face in view.
Yeah. It's a little tricky. I can imagine. So what you could do, what kind of tablet is that?
This is an old Apple. It's very old.
It's an iPad. It is an iPad though. Okay, so what I would recommend doing is, if it's probably an older iPad. What you can do is, on your iPad, you can actually see anything that you have recently opened. So instead of having to add it to your drive and copy the link and all that kind of stuff, you can actually just open up Safari on your iPad. And if you go to here, I will send you the link real quick. But if you go to your drive in Safari and you just click on recents, then and not, you don't need to download the app or anything, but you'll be able to see all of your recently opened files.
Okay.
And this would allow you to simply just open up whatever you recently opened. But the way that you're doing it is fine too, because you can just do whatever works for you, as people figure out their own kind of workflow, so whatever works for you works. So, but you can always just open up your drive via Safari on your iPad.
Okay. Well, I'll go back to the slide guide and see if I can go through that again and get back to my Slidekick.
Yeah. So on your desktop, on your iPad, are you able to open up Slidekick on your iPad, or is it just blank?
I can't get it, and I can't get it on my PC either.
Oh, weird. Well, Sharon, let's if you can open up your settings on your iPad, I'd be curious. I'm curious to know what your version of software you're running, because you should, unless it's really old, you should be able to open up Slidekick on your iPad. But I don't know. It depends on what software you're using.
Right. But I should not be having that problem with my PC.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I'm doing something wrong.
Well, I'm going to send you this. I'm going to type in. So you're on your computer now.
Yes.
Right. So are you able to see the chat box?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to send the link. So I just sent it right there. And if you click on that link, I wonder what your hold on, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna send it one more time. Okay, because it's kind of bunched in there with that other link that I just sent. Okay, so if you click on it, what does it say on your PC?
Oops. Okay, it's a YouTube. YouTube.
Okay.
Let me move this screen. Oops. Did I lose you?
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. You're still here. It's okay. It just, since it opened something.
Yes.
You're not seeing Zoom anymore, and it's okay. We're still. I'm still here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But when you click on the link from that chat box, actually, I think if you're seeing YouTube, you might have clicked on the wrong link. Hold on.
Oh. Okay.
Let me send it again. I'm going to send it one more time. So make sure to click the one that's saying Slidekick on there.
Okay, let me see if I can get back to. Okay, there you are.
Okay, cool.
Okay, now, let me click from Jackie. Is that the one?
Yeah, that one works too. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Click that and see what happens. And
it's not linked. Can I just copy it?
Oh, yeah, you should. Yeah, it might not. Yeah, mine was clickable. It just didn't show me the little hand pointer. I just clicked it and it still opened. But you can copy and paste it if you want to.
Okay. All right. Let me see what happens here.
Well, everybody else, guys, if you've gotten some of your answers that you needed help with today, you're welcome to leave. Thank you so much for coming today. And feel free to send any more questions you have in the chat, or you can also unmute and ask. It does not matter.
See, it doesn't ask me for a pin.
Oh, it doesn't. What does it show you?
It shows me the Slidekick. Where updates, help centers.
Awesome. Okay, then you're already logged in. You're good. So just bookmark it. Bookmark that link.
Okay.
Yeah. Karen, you're so sweet.
Sorry, everybody.
Oh, no, you're good, Sharon. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I love makeup. Makeup is like one of my favorite pastimes. My husband does not like that because I could easily spend hours doing my makeup, but I like to buy all the makeup and do all the makeup. Oh, you look beautiful. I'm sorry about dental surgery. That's awful. Sorry. Okay, so Sharon, were you able to kind of bookmark that?
Yes.
Okay. So this is Slidekick. It looks like a phone screen. I know that's weird.
Right.
But you're doing it right. What you would do now is I'll share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about, because it does look a little weird, having that QR code and everything there. And I've heard some murmurings of Glide making a more desktop friendly version instead of it making it look like a mobile device. But what you see on my screen is correct. And that's what you should kind of see on your screen too. And so you can just bookmark it. And then if you don't see some of the, see these tabs down here.
Yeah.
If you don't see them or they're not clickable, then you just would need to zoom out in your browser. Okay. And you can zoom out, usually Control Z works, or I'm sorry, not Control Z, Control minus. Yeah. And then it does kind of make things a little bit harder to see, but you'll have to play around with your zoom settings.
Okay.
You can click on real words, and it's that same kind of thing. You can just click and it'll allow you to search. So I wanted to search dino stars or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can do this same thing, and I can use my desktop to search for things instead of my phone. And then I would hit open link, and it would open up that file. Okay. Since you're working with two different devices here, here's what I recommend. Maybe instead of hitting open link, if you know it's something that you've used before and you want to use again, you can just hit copy link, and then maybe you can, I don't know, have your email open, something that you can access on your iPad. Send all those links to your iPad.
Right.
You could do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe open up your email account on your desktop and just paste all those links into your email.
Okay.
Yeah. Or your notepad too. That's a good idea too.
Okay.
Yeah. So since you're already since you already have it logged in on your desktop, things should be pretty smooth sailing from there. And Sharon, on your iPad, when you type in this address right here, when you type it into your iPad, does it give you a blank screen or something?
Let me see.
Yeah, Joanna, that's a great question. Many people do ask that, but the reason, if you're continuously having to sign in, then it's just because your browser history is either being cleared frequently, which is a good thing to do for sure. But I think there are some settings that you can set to maybe not clear just a specific website, because it does work on your browser history. It keeps you signed in. As long as you signed in once, you'll stay signed in. So Sharon, what does this look like?
Well, I typed it in. Well, okay, so I'll click it. Shh. I just lost it.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You can play around with it, but it should on your iPad. It should, if you type in that same exact address, it should be usable on your iPad.
Right.
Yeah. So you can just search things and open them up right there on your iPad.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as the whole, Emily, with you are talking about how you had, what was it? The problem with the Safari, and having that toolbar. I'll show you, just very briefly. I'll show you right here. On your Safari, as long as your phone is up to date, there's a button that has this little AA. Oh, it's hard to see. Hold on. You would click on the AA right there by the URL bar. And when you click on the AA, there's an option. There's an option to focus. There we go. No, not you. Talking to my phone. Sorry. There's a thing that says hide toolbar. You'll see it when you open it. But it's a new setting in Safari. Hide toolbar. There it goes. So if you select hide toolbar, it actually takes away that toolbar, that ugly toolbar. It still shows a little tiny strip of something, but it's definitely not as bad as a full toolbar. So yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and jet. And thank y'all for coming today. And I hope you learned something new. And I hope that you are feeling a little bit more confident, comfortable, that kind of thing. Okay?
Yes.
And feel free to post any questions you've got in the group, and we will try to help you as best we can.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.